Hello and welcome to another episode of TED-IELTS. I'm David Wills and today we're looking at vocabulary for technology. So technology is a really important part of the modern world, and as such it's an important part of the IELTS speaking exam. In fact, it could occur in any part of the IELTS exam, but it's most common in speaking. You'll increasingly hear questions not just about computers, but also about phones, tablets, about apps, about streaming. All these things are really important in our modern life, and so they're possible to encounter in the IELTS exam. So today we're going to look at the vocabulary you need to know in order to do well in this topic. First, we're going to look at hardware. Hardware means the physical items of technology. For example, a computer is a piece of hardware, but also the different parts of a computer, like the keyboard, the monitor, and so forth. So first, we can see two kinds of computers. What kind of computers are they? And I don't mean the brand Dell and HP. On the left we have a desktop computer, and on the right is a laptop computer. We might also call a desktop computer a PC, which stands for personal computer, and some people would call a laptop a notebook computer. Next, what can you see in these two images? Well, we can see that these are Kindles. Kindles. This is a kind of e-book reader or e-reader. We can use these to read digital books. Some of them have a touch screen. That means a screen you can use by pressing it with your finger. This looks similar to the Kindle, but it is not a Kindle, of course. You can see in the bottom left there is an Apple iPad. We can see though that the other two are from different companies. So what is the generic name for this kind of hardware? It is a tablet. Tablet. Again, a tablet has a touch screen. In fact, that's a very important part of a tablet. The most popular one is the iPad, but there are others, and so instead of just saying iPad, we call them all tablets. It is larger than a mobile phone, but more portable than a laptop. Portable means you can take it around easily. Next, we can see these phones. On the right, there is an iPhone. We call this a smartphone. Smartphone. A smartphone is a kind of mobile phone that is able to do far more things than old-fashioned mobile phones. Again, they have touch screens, and these days we install apps on them. App is short for application. Usually they will have at least one camera, although nowadays typically your phone will have 2 or 3 cameras. They can play music, access the internet, they can function as GPS devices, and so on. Next, we will look at some software. Software. So when hardware describes the physical parts of technology, software refers to the digital products, such as computer games, such as the programs on your computer or some apps. That is the first word, app. App. Where I live in China, people call this an app. That is how they say it in Chinese, and many students say that in English as well. This is not correct though, and you should not say that in the IELTS exam. App is short for application, and whilst it is spelled APP, we pronounce it app. This is a relatively new word. We used to say program, a computer program, but nowadays, probably because of Apple and their app store, people refer to computer programs for their phones or other mobile devices as apps. You can download an app, and there are many thousands of apps that let us do lots of different things. These are social networks. Social networks. A social network is an online platform where you can communicate with other people. It may function as a website or an app, or increasingly both. The most popular ones are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, but there are many, many of them all around the world. You can do things like communicate with friends, share photos, play games, and so on. What is this? We can see here Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari. These are what we call browsers. Browsers. Technically, we should say web browser, as this is a program that allows us to visit websites and use the internet. We use the verb browse to talk about looking around online. The noun browser is the program we use. What about this kind of software? Up above, we can see WordPress. Down below, Blogger. These are two different blogging platforms. This is how you could create a blog. Blog. Blog is short for weblog, although these days nobody says weblog. It is a personal website, or it could be a business website, I suppose. Its main feature is that it's easy to post regular updates. The verb post can also be used as a noun to make a post. I'm sure some of these look very familiar to you. We're all inundated with this sort of image in our daily lives. It doesn't matter where in the world you live, when you turn on your phone or computer, you see some of these pictures. These are called memes. Memes. A meme is something that is shared widely. These days, we mostly refer to meme as a picture with some words on it that is intended to be funny. Here we can see YouTube. You're obviously familiar with YouTube because you're watching me on YouTube right now. YouTube is a kind of video streaming service. Video streaming. The verb to stream means to download something off the internet directly. Instead of storing the file on your computer to watch later, you watch it immediately. You can stream live sports, or you can stream movies or TV shows. YouTube is of course the most popular streaming service, but there are many others like Hulu and Netflix. Everyone in the world knows Google, but what is Google? What kind of service is it? We use Google as a verb, but technically we should be saying search. When we want to search the internet, we use a search engine. Search engine. We use a search engine to find things online. Finally, we come to a few other items of vocabulary. These are some words that didn't quite fit in previously. but are very important. These are verbs that we use in common daily life now. The first is share. Share. Now, share used to mean, especially for two children, to both use the same toy. However, nowadays, share is very, very common because on social networks, you can share a picture or a song or a video or many different kinds of things with others. Shares are a very important part of our modern economy. Here are some examples of how it could be used. Sarah shared a really funny video last week. I'm trying to get more subscribers on my YouTube channel. Could you share my new video, please? The next is like. Like. Interestingly, like used to just be a verb, but now it is also a noun. Give me a like. Like is used commonly in almost all social media platforms as a way of giving approval to something. Here are some examples. Hey everyone, don't forget to like my new video and subscribe to the channel. My ex-husband liked all my new Facebook posts. What do you think that means? Next is friend. Friend. So we can use the phrase add as friend, but this has been reduced down to just friend now. So while like was a verb that became a noun, friend is a noun that became a verb. I can friend someone on Facebook. It means to add them as my friend. Here are 3 examples. He added her as a friend on Facebook last week. Do you mind if I friend you when I get online later? She just added him earlier today. Was that a good idea? If you've enjoyed this video, I do hope you'll give it a like. Maybe you can go friend me on Facebook. And I'll see you again next week when you come back to YouTube to stream my next video.